Okay, we're back for another Don't Be That Guy, Paint Your Minis. Quick painting of a British soldier in the jungle jungle uniform. I like these uniforms, at least the pictures of them where they are greenish yellow. It's a little bright right now, but the wash will tone it down. You can see I did these guys. These guys just need a wash and they're done. These again are quick painting. Get your army done. Stop fucking around. And let's go. So first thing we'll start out with is the, what will we start out with? We'll start out with the packs. Now looking at these packs, I think I did them a little dark because on my Fallschirmjäger they were based in white, so it wasn't as dark. So on following British troops, I will be using the Agaros Dunes on the pack, but these guys need to at least look all the same, so we're sticking with snakebite leather for now. And all we're going to do here, speed paint over the packs. Again, you're not looking for detail. You're trying to get a fully painted army on the table. And this works for a lot of people because a lot of people don't like painting, or they haven't practiced enough to be super good at painting. So this is an easy way for them to get their armies on the table and ready to play with everybody else. So all we're doing here, like I said, is a speed painting over the packs. And really for this, okay, and the yellow green that I put on there, I airbrushed it on, but you can easily just, slap that on with a big brush and let it dry. Just don't make it too thick in any area so it doesn't take out the detail. But you don't have to have an airbrush to do that. That is Middlestone by Vallejo. About too much, there we go. Oh. Let's do it the right side up and then you guys can see it. Middlestone by Vallejo Model Color. Like I said, I just airbrushed it on because I have an airbrush and I didn't want to wait. But you don't have to airbrush. Alright, on the gun. Looks like it's got a stock. I know this is an anti-tank gun and he's fucking shooting it by the shoulder, but I wanted this guy to be laying down with the little submachine gun. So this anti-tank gun, he's a complete badass. He just fucking puts that in his shoulder and says, yeah, take that, you Germans, or you Italians, or you Japanese, one of them. He's saying, take it, take all of it. This is just speed paint, broadsword silver. Like I said, I know that my color schemes are not historically accurate, and I'm not looking for historically accurate. Alright, I'm looking to get my models painted and on the table. Alright, I'm not a historic guy per se. I like the whole history aspect of bolt action, but I'm not going to search. We do have a store around here. That has, it's an airbrush store, and it has all of the, this is a German beige from June of 1943. I don't have time for that, man. Right? I don't have time for it. And I'm guessing if you guys are watching this video, you guys don't have time for it either. That, there's other channels that show those colors, and those are the channels that some of you may want to go to because you want that historically accurate paint job on your models. And God bless you. I mean, I'm all for it. If you got the time to put the historically accurate uniforms on everybody, go for it, man. All more power to you. I love it. I love seeing it. I don't have the patience for it, and I'm not going to sit there and I'm not going to say, okay, well, this belt buckle was made in 1942, but when it came out in 43, there was an enamel fucking coating on it that made it this color instead of the other colors, and that was usually only worn by the officers. And, you know, fuck that, man. I don't have fucking time for that shit. Right? I don't have time for it. Alright. One gun. Done. Alright, let's... Oh, there's a little pack that I missed right there. These little packs in the front. I missed those the last time I did these other guys too. I saw them last minute. And I missed them then too. So, let's go over that. And if you do a little watered down, you don't need to switch to the Aragos Dune. I just unfortunately did mine a little thick and they came out really dark. Like these right here, you see that there's a little bit of water on my brush, so they came out a lot lighter. And that's fine too. I mean, do what you gotta do. Do a different color, man. Do fucking Gunther fur or whatever, the worm wildwood or whatever the hell brown contrast paint that is. Make a brown contrast paint from army painter, a dark wood or the hardwood leather or hardened leather, whatever it's called. You know, use one of those, man. You don't have to use the colors that I'm using, man. Don't use the colors you have. Alright? You know, and if you don't want speed paints, you can still paint these in regular paints. It doesn't matter. Alright? You don't have to do speed. I'm using speed paints because this is what this is. This is speed painting. And we're trying to get these figures done without fucking around. Now we're just going to do the boots. And I don't know what it is about that sort of yellowed green, that green that they got, that once it was exposed to sun and the elements, that it yellowed on the fringes and some of the threads yellowed to make it a yellowing color. You know, and I don't know if they had black boots in this arm or this uniform color. I don't know. They got black boots now, though, okay? That's all. It's the only boots they got. They stole the boots from the Germans for all I care, right? It doesn't matter. These guys are getting black boots, right? They don't need the Nike symbol on them. They don't need fucking laces on them. You know, they're just boots. When you get, 30 or 40 these guys on the table, no one's going to fucking nitpick it, man. They don't care. And if they do care that much, if they care that much that you have colors that may not be 100% historically accurate, then my advice, say, fuck off. I'm going to play somebody who I want to have fun with, that I don't want to fucking argue about the fucking colors. And on that same thread, if you are a historical person, then do the historical colors. It may not be as fast. That's not what we're going for. Here is historical colors and slow painting. And don't get me wrong, the more you do painting with regular colors, the faster you're going to get. Do I know if you'll ever get as fast as speed paints? I don't know. I have no clue. This one little thing didn't darken up as much as I wanted it to. So I'm going back over it a little bit. Alright, done. Boots done. Waist pack's done. Alright, what else do we got to do on this guy? It looks like we just got to do this, we give him a little bit of... I really need to start doing the hair on my guys, but when the wash goes on it, it's going to cover that up anyway, so don't even worry about it. Alright, flesh color that I've been using a lot of because I think the wash goes over it good. Kislev Flesh. This obviously you need to thin a little bit because at least my pot is pretty thick. And it will cover up the details. Now look at that. Got on my finger. See, that's, yeah, be careful with that because I could have touched this model and screwed up the whole fucking thing. And that wouldn't have been good. So I don't know what I'm doing today, whether I am finishing up with my painting or, son of a bitch, I guess I'm on the hat. Man, that should be easily remedied with just a wet brush. Yeah, still wet enough that it was easily remedied with a wet brush. A clean wet brush, mind you. This is a little bit too big of a brush that I'm using right now for these small parts, which, you know what, let's remedy that too. Going down to this Royal and Langnickel. I don't even know where I got this brush. But it's a little smaller. It's a size 1, it looks like. And this is just basic skin color. Once we get the wash on, it's not gonna matter. Nothing matters. Looks like I'm gonna do a little silver on that a little bit. Oh, his whole arm. Oh, their whole arms are fucking exposed. See, I'm not used to this. This is that jungle uniforms and a little bit more exposed flesh. Oh my god, if my sleeve keeps catching those fucking brushes, I'm gonna knock them off, for fuck's sake. A little bit of the waste package, waste canister, waste fucking pack, whatever you want to call it. Got a little bit of the that color on the skin, but it's easily covered up because this is a regular color. It's not a speed paint. Oh, you're gonna make me dip back into my Kislev Flesh, or am I gonna have enough? Let's see. Might have to dip back into it. Now, it's funny, a lot of the guys that watch my video that I'm friends with and stuff, you know what they've been doing? They've been painting their minis. Imagine that. Alright? So, you have no excuse. If my buddies are starting to do their minis and not fucking around, you guys watching this has no excuse to not paint your minis. I mean, all in all, if I shut up and just do this and not fuck around, this is going to take all of about 15 minutes. But I've been talking, explaining stuff like that. You do this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 colors. Well, 6 colors with the base color. So it's 6 colors you're using. You limit your palette when you're doing these. Look at that, I got it on my finger again. Son of a bitch. Limit your palette when you're speed painting stuff. You don't need 20 colors on one plain infantry guy, right? Unless that's your thing, man. Unless you want to do that. And if you have the time, like I have a lot of off time. So I can sit and paint like that if I want to. I just have too many fucking miniatures to paint like that. I'll never get them done. And I want my armies done. I've got 3, what do I got? got Space Marines, Chaos Knights, my Emperor's Children, and 2 Rhinos left on my Death Guard to paint still. I still got British Army. I still got British K-47 Army. I got more K-47 stuff for the Germans. I got the Totem Rot box set all put together, based and primed. Do not use, I know some people say it's okay to use, but do not use Rust-Oleum Flat Black for your priming. Alright, pay the extra dollars, get an airbrush, and get proper miniature paint. Because if you don't get it just perfect, it will clog up the details. And you don't want to clog up the details. I did it on my Totem Core, on the first batch of Totem Core. And I looked at it, and it had dulled some of the details. And I was like, motherfucker. You motherfucker. So, you'll only be able to tell if you really look at it. But, alright, so we got skin. We got that. We got that. Beautiful. Now we're going to go over here. We're going to get the base painted. Now, what I've been doing, and it takes a tiny bit more time, but in the end, it'll save you time, because then you don't have to paint the boots again. Get a little bit smaller brush than what I was using. I use this one for base painting the miniature, painting the bases. But get a slightly smaller brush, and then you can go around the feet a lot easier. Just go make circles around the feet. And I promise you it's going to save you time, because you're not going to have to go back and fix the boot because you fucked up and the big brush got too close and it swiped a bit of brown on the boot. So this looks like it's going to take a little more time, but in reality, over time with each miniature you're basing, like some miniatures you may get away with the big brush and not touch the boot at all. This big brush that I have, I don't even know how long I've had that fucking big brush. I've had it so long, and I just keep using it, and when it gets really dirty and everything, I soak it in alcohol and or vinegar or something like that, and get it all cleaned up again, just to use again as a fuck off brush. You know, it doesn't matter what I use it for. I could use it for glue, I could use it for snow, I could use it for fucking sand. It doesn't matter. Now I'm using it for, this is the other color, Leather Brown by AK. And if you can't find that, a good substitute is Brigadine Brown by Army Painter. Or the color you want. Don't fucking listen to me about the color. Fuck, I don't know. This is the color I've been doing all my bases, so I just stick with it. I'm not a fucking color theory expert. I don't even use the fucking wheel. Right? I know basically what the complementary colors are for certain things. You know, do I use them? Not always. I can use the color wheel to do it. I don't care. If I can paint your bases rainbow color, I don't fucking care. It doesn't paint them purple. Paint them in alien colors. It doesn't matter to me. It's your miniature. You paint them the way you want to see them painted. Right? I'm just giving you the tools to try to get your army done a little bit faster. And that is our point here today, is to get the army done a little bit faster. Alright, boom. Alright, there. We're done. Alright, we're all done. I'm going to hit this with a hair dryer a little bit because I'm going to put the wash on, and I don't want it to mix with the wet base paint. I know we're at 20 minutes right now, but remember, a lot of this is me fucking talking and fucking around. So don't count that in your time. Like I said, if we just did this without all the banter and everything else. Oh, son of a bitch. Missed the spot. Without all the banter and everything. And remember, this is a 6-guy squad, so you're going to be painting these in batches, right? Unless it's a single guy, like an officer or something like that. But you're going to be painting them in batches. So you're going to do all the packs, you know, then you're going to move on to all the weapons, and then you're going to move on to all the skin, then you're going to move on to all the boots, and then that's just the way it's going to go, right? You're going to move on. All right, there we go. All right. I got to take a drink here because I've been talking too much. All right. Now, get the wash out. My standard wash, Marine Juice by Sonic Sledgehammer. Check out his channel. Type in Marine Juice, Sonic Sledgehammer. You'll get the recipe for it. And you can alter the recipe if you want it a little bit lighter or something like that. Or you can use this, instead of dark tone, you could use strong tone or soft tone. I mean, try whatever you want to do it, man. I mean, this is just the one I use. Son of a bitch. Alright. We're just going to do this guy. We're not going to do all the other guys right now. I'll do those off camera. And this is the first time I'm seeing a British troop, except for these generic British troops I got from Adepticon in the swag bag. And I say generic because I just don't remember who made them, but they look like they all have melted faces, is what my buddy said. And he asked me if, because he didn't know they were for some third-party company, he asked me if Warlord was using a Picasso painter as inspiration for their new molds. I was like, nope, I got these free. And they were British Airborne, so I'm like, why not use them? Alright, look, there you go. Look at that. Look at that. That is all done. That's shaded, that's everything. We're at 22 minutes. I'm going to hit this with the hair dryer again so we can get it done, and I'm going to base it for you. I'm doing basing a little bit different on my British than I did with my Germans. The Germans got little tufts of grass with rocks and snow. These guys are just getting little bushes, no tufts of grass. And this is from this stuff here, this foliage clusters from Woodland Scenics. Just watch the paint pooling in areas, like right now behind his knees. See, that's too much right there. Look at that. Behind his knees, a little bit too much on the backpack. Before it dries. Ah, this fucking hairdryer is hot on my legs. Son of a... Ooh, fuck. Alright. Yep, a little bit too much there on that package. I keep calling it a package. It's a fucking waste pack or something. I don't know. Alright, close enough. Alright, so look at this guy without the shading, and look at the guy with the shading, or the wash. Right, see the difference that makes? That's one simple step. Wash, done. Right? Apparently on these guys I'm going to have to watch the pooling because there's a lot of little spots that it can pull in. But there you go. You can give another wash if you want to. You know, deepen up the face a little bit. These guys are standard guys. I'm not taking the time to put fucking eyeballs on them. Right? I mean... to get the eyeballs right, because you know you're going to make a mistake. You're putting 10 minutes on your miniature right there. Get the white right, get the fucking black right, and go over it with skin color to make sure you touch it up. And then after the skin color, you got to go back over it with the wash again and everything. And that's just it's a waste of time. And I'm just adding a little, because I want some of the shadows deepened a little bit. I'm just adding a little bit more wash, a little bit. Don't add too much, because then it will start pooling again. But look at this. We're just darkening up these shadows. Right. I think he looks great. Right? Alright. I think I brushed a little bit of dry brush on these guys with some dark sand. Okay, so add another color if you want. Dark sand, I dry brushed the base a little bit. Forgot about that. Because I did not dry brush the bases on my Germans. You don't need much. This is not rocket science. Test it out. Make sure, see, I got a little bit too much streaking. There we go. Still streaking a little bit because my brush is wet. But then, man, nobody's gonna see this, man. Nobody's gonna sit there and look how fucking streaky that is. My eyes can't even focus that close. Alright. I got glue good. Alright, just take a piece of clump foliage. One piece. I've been putting 2. You can put 3, you can put 1. Do whatever you want. Put none. Doesn't matter to me. It's your miniature. Yeah. There you go. That's a little bit of pooling right there. Okay. It's one British soldier done. What amount is that? Oh. A little bit of the wash did not touch that area. There we go. And see how it darkens up that greenish yellow on there? So I mean, if you don't like the yellowish color of middle stone, then it's basically gone now. So, all right, 28 minutes. I know I did a lot of jaw jacking. So, you guys have a wonderful week. I'm off all week, so I'm gonna have a wonderful week. I'm gonna try. And you guys take care of yourselves, take care of your families, be safe. If you get a chance, it helps the channel. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. I would appreciate it. You guys take care. Bye-bye.